Take two.
And we're hot.
Hot mics.
Not touching anything.
Don't get canceled.
I won't. Get canceled?
I don't know. You never know.
For having hot mics?
You never know. It's happened to a few people in their lives.
Cheers. Did not think we would make... You have to drink, isn't that...
Yeah.
And you need to make eye contact. Try that again. Nope. Cheers with the eye contact. No, you gotta look at me.
Holy shit. There's not this many
It's
rules.
a rule. Someone told me that. You have to make eye contact when you cheers.
And then drink.
Yeah, but don't stare into my soul.
I didn't want to break a rule.
How
How you doing, dear?
Well, we made it here. I definitely was hanging on by a thread.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you almost didn't make it here.
You know, Leo's just been really... And if it's not Leo, it's Dean. They're like really simultaneously attacking us.
Yeah.
This is the thing I don't understand. How do people do this? With
Do what?
This whole parenting thing. And then they have jobs as well. And I don't understand. Because I can barely keep my shit together. Like, do you know how much... So this week, Makin and I, will get to it later, but we told ourselves we are not going to yell. We're going to try and stay calm. I had to try and stay calm at least 15 times today.
With you, it lasted about 35 minutes.
No, I did, but I did it.
You did it. But it was a lot harder. You persevered.
It was... Did I yell?
Oh, yeah. You yelled all day today.
I did?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you would interpret it as yelling.
I think most normal people would interpret it as yelling.
But, buddy, your ears have gotten so sensitive.
No, that's bullshit. You think that I have like these sensitive ears now because of all this stuff. I think if anybody lived in my life, they would be not so acclimated to the level of volume. And it's honestly less about the volume and more about how many different speakers are in our house at the same time.
But when you specifically spoke to me, when we were not getting along, you said your voice is literally piercing my ears.
That was an isolated situation that also was factual for what was going on. You were screaming in my ear. I didn't have fucking sensitive ears. You were yelling in my ear.
You know what it is? I fast forward to when you're like old and we have grandkids and you're just like, turn your TV down. These kids are too loud, and that's not okay.
I mean, I hope to be that, but it's justified for why I'm currently sensitive.
You hope to be that way?
I'm joking, but I'm not sensitive. I don't have sensitive ears. I have a lot of people always yelling at me. And if I have sensitive ears, it makes somebody should feel a little bit of sympathy for me.
I did when I sent you a bunch of Instagram ads for earplugs. They're like these tiny little earplugs that go in and it only lets some of the noise in. So I'm like, buddy, this might help you with your situation.
I immediately brushed it aside. I was like, I'm not fucking wearing these things around the house.
I think it's
But
worth
actually,
a try.
it might be a good idea.
I mean...
I'll have a lot more...
Why?
I think in the long run, it'll hurt me because then you're going to be, Makin, I fucking called you for 35 minutes. You didn't hear me. Like, oh, sorry. What was that?
No, because they have little holes in them, so it kind of it just like softly.
So it's like a nice little whistle.
Just brings it down a little, but I just feel like, you wouldn't be so triggered by loud noises.
No, it's honestly like I said, it's more of the overwhelmingness that comes upon me when the TV's on. There's 4 devices going. Dean and Leo are fighting. The vent fan is on because you're cooking dinner. Sometimes I might have a half a podcast in my ear. There's too much shit going on.
Yeah, well, maybe you should take out the podcast
Okay,
in
take
your
the
ear.
podcast out. There's still 17 other voices in my house.
But Vivian's really good at not listening to anything. That's really sad.
She zones in much easier than anybody else. She zones in on what she's focused on and tunes everybody else out.
Yes. It's frightening a little bit. I'm concerned for her.
I'm proud of her. That's what I would hope to aspire to be one day.
There are some times, though, when they're just repeating my name over and over and over and over again. And I swear to God, you look at me and you're like, Danielle, they're calling you. And I'm like, oh, what?
Sorry, I was reading a text.
Because I can't. It's too much.
Yeah.
It was too much. They were like tag teaming us today.
Our life is being tag teamed.
And not in the fun way.
No. Never got one of those.
No. I haven't. I haven't. Are you sure?
I'm not walking into this anymore.
Ray Gorman? I think everyone that listens should find Ray Gorman and ask him what I'm talking about.
I am not talking anymore.
Nobody needs
Last time you alluded to something and I fucking stepped right in the pile of shit.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not talking about anything sexual anymore.
We had to have I had to have a long talk with you about our last podcast because I felt like you were so mean.
We should do a poll about this.
Okay. I felt that you were just like, and we had a break, but maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe because one of my friends was like, "Oh yeah, he was totally a dick," and the other one was like, "I mean, honestly, I didn't hear anything. I was like, you're supposed to be on my side."
One of them would be right.
And she was like, "I sided with Makin. Like I didn't think he was that bad," and I was like, "But no."
If you play back that 3 or 5 minute span. I think it's more of a miscommunication than it is really me being a dick.
First of all, there is some truth to what you said. I will acknowledge that. But here's the thing. There's that 3 to 5 minutes, and then there's another 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
But then there's also the front part of the day that no one saw.
I don't remember. So the part that I'm referring to was like, I forget, it was like the 11-minute mark or something stupid like that, right? And then there was the long minute part where we were actually like having a real argument minutes. And we just left it all
That's what I said. But then here's the thing. I think I reacted that way and I felt so like attacked because of the day, the whole day leading up to it. There was a few things that had happened where I had forgotten and I felt really dumb
okay.
And I was just like.
So based on that, you were more triggered by the comment that I made in the moment.
Yeah, and I just thought
nobody else would have picked up on, right?
Yeah, I just thought that you were a meanie.
We should vote. Meanie or not a meanie?
No, you were mean. I'm mean. Why you gotta be so mean?
I had no intention of being mean. It was, again, in my opinion,
I know.
More of a miscommunication. You misinterpreting something I said versus something that I said that was trying to clarify something, not realizing you were being triggered.
These sounds like excuses, but that's okay. I forgive you.
Yeah, I have to make a lot of excuses.
Here's the thing, though. Not only were you mean to me, but your son was mean to me this week.
Yeah.
And I'm calling him your son because when he's mean, he's your son.
Right.
But
can you go tell your fucking son to go get me to go chill here because I'm not handling this.
Because I get to a point where I just don't know what to say anymore, and I just want to just I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of like I am going to lose my shit on you. So your dad should probably step in.
We're back.
Yeah.
Is my audio higher?
Mild technical difficulty.
Technical, spiritual, relational.
Definitely had to say a prayer. But what I was saying is you went away and I had to take him to hockey and I never take him to hockey and he was basically like, you don't get it. You don't know what you're doing. And it looked that way because when we got there, his stick wasn't in the trunk. Even though before he went away, he's like, everything's in the trunk. You're good. Don't worry about it. And so I didn't because I know Dominic is doesn't like to be late.
Yeah, he's anxious about not getting to school when the gate opens right away. Can you take that scenario and then multiply it times a million for being at hockey tryouts?
Yeah, that's the big thing.
Without me, where it's sort of his kind of comfort zone.
Yeah.
With you, also running late. Uncle Frank was also supposed to take him. He had to bail, so you were like the C team coming in.
Yes.
Then
it's definitely the third string.
The fourth thing, which you can explain, is he was originally supposed to be at a different tryout time that we moved him over to a separate time so that he could be with Frankie.
Yeah. And when I got there, he wasn't on the roster. It was just a big clusterfuck. And
I'm forwarding you emails saying, no, the head of the league said this.
And I'm swearing at you. I'm like, he thinks I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
His stick's not in the trunk, which whatever, I probably should have double checked. And then we get there and his name's not even on the roster. And I'm like, now he really thinks you really screwed up. And then he didn't get on the ice till 6:03. And when he got on the ice, he was racing to get there. He was running on his skates. I thought he was going to break his ankle. He gets on the ice, and then he literally eats shit right into the boards as soon as he gets on the ice. And then I wanted to cry because I'm like, I feel so bad because I know these are his tryouts. And I'm like, he is falling all over the ice. I'm like, and his skates were sharpened, and I'm like, and it was tryout, so it was a big deal.
Which in reality, I dropped the ball in 1.5 scenarios. I didn't provide the stick, so that made you late, right? So there's 1. 2, I didn't loop you in to, okay, he's also supposed to be at this tryout, but it's going to be fine. The guy emailed me.
Yeah, I had no idea.
You had no idea. I just assumed that he fixed it.
Yeah.
Didn't fix it, but whatever. Not my fault, not his fault, not your fault, but that's the half. And then, but the part that, like you were originally saying, like, he was already being a jerk to you. Regardless of the situation.
Oh, yeah, he was always like, you are not capable of doing
That's
this.
not acceptable.
No, I know.
Being 3 minutes late while I'm out of town, Uncle Frank had to fell through on accident too. Know your role, Dom.
But, like, how do you...
Don't talk to mommy that way.
But, like, how do I assert that with him without, like, I was going to lose my mind.
I assert that very well.
But I don't... But that's the thing. Like, I empathize with the fact that he feels very anxious and then all these things are out of his control.
Yeah.
And... I mean, but it's also life. Like, things aren't always going to go exactly...
The balance there is he's 10, doesn't know how to manage his anxiety about that, right? That's where we can be sympathetic to him. The part where we can't be sympathetic is, doesn't matter, don't treat mommy like shit.
I know, but, like, and I would look at him and be like, you better stop talking to me that way.
Yeah.
And then which, by the way, Makin went to go visit a very good friend of ours.
Rick Zachary Shukas, Zackary is how you spell his middle name. Also, Ashley was a wonderful host. Hosted, wined and dined, beard and, how do you say?
Beard, liquor.
Wine and dine with insert beer. We got to come up with a cute name for that, but.
I would say you were.
My sheets were pressed. My seat was booked. Everything.
Didn't you have a sound machine too?
No, Rick, next time I need a sound machine.
Oh, okay, I thought he
I had to turn on Spotify's 3-hour white noise on repeat.
And I truly appreciate it because everything you planned on doing was very cell phone.
Oh, yeah. Well, we talked about this on the last Real Light Relatable a little bit. So if you don't listen to that, 1, you should subscribe to that. Mm-hmm. 2, the quick synopsis of that is he called me in prep of the trip. He's like, hey, I listened to the last podcast. I want to make sure we don't get in trouble like last time when you were up here and Danielle thought you were drinking too much and she misunderstood the amount of beers we were drinking. But also...
I'm sure Rick said it just like that. He basically
but
probably just said...
Yeah, like he wanted us to have a good time, you not to be mad at me and vice versa for no reasons that were out of our control. He wanted to prepare, which is a perfect example of the whole weekend. We went from brewery to brewery to brewery to brewery. He had it broken down on a spreadsheet. He had a Google list with maps, 15-minute increments, accounting for walking and Uber times.
Basically you on crack.
Oh, yeah, like he makes me look like you.
Yes.
Like...
I think you even sent him a video of the placement of our broom in the ladder, and he had anxiety.
I mean, that's a real problem, but we'll have to post that video at some point.
You can do it.
I should post a video.
Everyone already knows that I left my phone on the table.
Recording. Doesn't matter.
Oh, I know. But you had fun. And I'm happy you got away.
Again, thank you for Rick and Ashley. Everything was amazing except we didn't have dinner on Friday night. My liver is still hurting a little bit. Yeah,
Makin called me. He's like, Danielle, I'm starving. I'm like, so tell Rick that you're hungry. He's like, I did. He's not. He's taking me for ice cream.
And me and Ashley joked about this at the end. She's like, she's like, all you did was serve me an empanada all day long.
Aww. Well, that's not going to fly.
You know why? Because it didn't line up with the itinerary.
Well, and then your peeing situation.
Rick didn't account for dinner, nor did he account for me going to the bathroom at any point throughout the day.
That's why I said I think that you need to you peed way too much.
Granted, yes, I did pee entirely concerned. Too frequently.
Let me check your prostate.
Some guys like that.
I mean, let's find out. You know what though, buddy? I am making lasagna. And I want to make sure that give me 1 minute.
Pause for the lasagna.
Yeah. Hold on.
We need like some lasagna bubble music right now.
It's supposed to be out here. Ooh.
Don't burn yourself.
Cheesy. Hold on. Because now it's got to go back in. This is my first time making it. Because we pay Aaron and meatballs. Hold on, sorry. Turned off the fan.
For how long? 15?
Yeah, it'll be fine.
We're having a good time.
All right, sorry.
And at the end of the trip, we ended up, or at the end of the final day, we watched Dusty Slay, and we had a good time.
Which I have no idea who that is, but I do like when you say that. It's funny. I think I've even started saying it, but I think I said it without knowing the context before. But
I had to have said it 100 times that day, and it pissed him off every single time. But now he understands it.
Oh, but yeah. While you were gone, I held down the fort.
I give you all the praise in the world. You killed it this week.
Honestly, you know what I did? I spent a lot of time doing things because I feel like...
Yeah, when you're occupied...
When they're occupied.
That was one thing you shared with me prior, like the hardest parts for you in the times that you typically start fights with me, for lack of a better term, is when you're at home, late at night, everybody's asleep, and your thoughts get the best of you, and that's when it slips, or I slip up and it triggers you.
Well, yeah.
So you kept yourself busy throughout.
Busy. Like the first night I had some friends over. Second night, the hard thing is though is I don't sleep good when you're not there because you have to be the on parent. Like any noise is like, usually I pay attention, but like knowing you're there is like both of us are hearing.
You have a backup, you can pay attention less.
I just can't sleep good when you're not there or like, it's hard. But but it's fine. When he got home, I literally went to bed at 9:30 and I didn't get up till 8:30 the next day. I was exhausted. It was a lot though. For one person, it's just a lot. There's a lot of needs that need to be met. I also noticed what I do wrong, like how I leave shit around. I'm like, oh wow, he's right, I do.
Yeah.
But you're so quick to pick it up that I don't even notice it, but now I do. But
if not for nothing, for me leaving, it's just a quick reminder of like pick up your little things throughout the day. Yeah. And then also Katie reminded me how much I do fill up the water.
Yes, we were out of water Friday evening, and I'm telling you, I know. This is why we're a team, and I'm not alone.
Mm-hmm. See, without me, everybody would be dehydrated.
And hockey skates would not be laced correctly. But before you left, we talked about this on Relatable. We took the boys to the movie, and I love the movies. The movies is my favorite thing. And
my least favorite thing.
Yeah. And it was literally like what is it called when things just keep going wrong?
Murphy's Law?
No. What?
Whatever happened, I forget
it's called something.
Whatever wrong could go wrong will go wrong, something like that.
Yeah, okay, that too, but I was thinking more of like a simpler saying, but whatever. Anything that went wrong did. I got the wrong tickets for the wrong movie. I have the wrong movie theater, so there were no seats. We had to sit there for 45 minutes, and Makin hates the movies. And going to the movies with the children is
not my thing.
Not on the top of his list. So we're sitting there waiting. We get hot dogs for everybody. Viv's crying because she doesn't like the taste of the hot dog. So now I'm trying to be calm because I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry you don't like the taste of a hot dog. It's all beef. It's like Nathan's. It's a regular hot dog.
It's kosher, Viv. Chill.
It's fine. Aren't you hungry? And she just wanted to eat candy and popcorn. And I'm like, okay, we're not doing this. So then it's finally time to go in. And I'm on the phone with Fandango, which I have a problem
very
with Fandango.
Very strong feelings with Fandango.
Fuck Fandango because they literally would not give me my money back because I called at 4:02 and the movie started at 4 o'clock.
Well,
because
I
realized
you skipped over the part that you. Okay, yeah, sorry.
That I got the tickets for the wrong movie theater.
Yeah. Lasagna.
The avian. But they wouldn't give it. There's this whole process. Fandango, you really need to get your shit together. I don't even know if anyone will ever see this, but
no,
I will never purchase tickets off there again.
Nope.
Because I was 2 minutes over the movie time. That's why.
Dare I say we never go to a movie ever again? That'd be fun.
I love the movies. You got it's like how they always talk about go to the opera for your wife.
I've never been to
go to the movies. Opera. You been to the opera? No, but I'm saying that cliche saying if you love your wife and she loves the opera, go. I love the movies. Go.
I'd rather go to the opera.
But you were very nonchalantly planning a movie date with your boyfriend.
Yeah, that's true. Very casual.
And I was wait, you're planning
very short-sighted of me. Yeah.
Going to the movies with them okay. So whatever. So we get in. It's time for us to go into the movies, but of course Dean and Leo have to pee. Makin takes them to the bathroom.
I take Dom, Dean, and Leo. Dom does this thing. I take Dean first. Leo, I typically will rotate one and then the other to keep them in the same vicinity. Leo had his own agenda. He went off into a stall while I did Dean at like the little kid potty. Dean's done. Okay, Leo, come here. Nope, I'm doing it myself. He comes out. He's soaked.
His
in pee.
pee-pee got stuck upwards, so he just decided
just imagine what was happening.
Pee on
Thankfully,
himself.
it was like chest level down, so it never hit the face, never got like above the neck. But still, he's soaked in pee. So like, we don't bring backup clothes. He's not an infant.
Nope.
Like, what do? I strip him off. I kind of like bathe him a little bit in the bathroom. He's like half clean, and they're like, okay, just put like your mom's jacket on him.
My mom had a jean jacket.
Yeah. So he wears the jacket.
And
like,
he's like,
this is great.
it's like a blanket.
He looked like one of those like flying squirrels,
Yes.
the guys who like jump off with the Red Bull
Yes,
stuff.
but in jean, all denim.
Yeah. So.
But he was excited, and I'm like, that is the least comfortable thing in the world that you would ever wear a jean jacket.
Yeah. So you going in the movie, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take the piss shirt and put it in the car. I'm gonna get a beer on the way back.
Yes.
I get I'm in line. I'm wait way too long to get a beer on the way back. Beer's $8. I go to tip $2. Accidentally tip $20.
Can't take it back because now he feels like a jerk.
Code wasn't working, or it was all touchscreen. It was like it gave options. Long story short, we're like, okay, well, whatever. It's my nice thing for you. Keep your $20. I go back in, and then the rest of the movie was pretty fine for the most part.
They were pretty good, yeah.
But Leo got up and walked around a lot.
Yeah, he didn't think that he needed to sit. But I mean, it was a big fail.
Movies
I don't
are
think
overrated. Even the movie itself, like I could have written that movie in like 20 minutes.
I know you said that. You're like, I've never played any
I don't
Mario.
play Mario. I don't.
Before my life.
I don't watch movies. If
I could
I
write
could have
the
chat
movie.
GPT'd that movie in fucking
You probably
30
could have.
minutes.
That's fine. Sebastian Maniscalco should have got a larger part.
Oh, absolutely.
He should have.
Terrible casting as well, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know, this is the thing though. Like, I find movies and family events like that, like, fun. We just happen to just be like served a lot of bad cards that day.
Next time, you and I or the boys will go see Air, and it'll be a much better experience.
I know. I was like, he's like, well, you don't really. I'm like, no, but I could pretend to know about it.
But this kind of shows that I have no idea about movies. I thought it was kind of like a boys' movie about sneakerheads. I didn't realize that it was like an actual, like, real good movie that a lot of people cared about.
Well, not even that, but like if it was a movie about like the CIA and like, you know, like Succession that I enjoy watching, but I literally cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just speak so quickly. I don't understand it. You love it. You're probably a much smarter person because you understand it, but it's just like work for me to watch that.
Right.
Like now if you were like, we're going to see Succession at the movie theater, I'm like, go have a good time.
Right. Enjoy.
Yeah, but I guess, I don't know. I just love the movies.
To
I
each
still
their
want to
own.
see the Avatar one, and you won't go see that.
Come on. That was like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
We've moved on.
Well,
We'll never see it, and we'll be fine without it.
no.
We'll survive.
Well, I'll watch it myself. Katie was like, "You can take my account number. It's on Amazon Prime. You can watch it." I'm like,
Oh, it
"Okay,
is?
thanks." Yeah.
Oh, you gotta pay for it, though?
No, free if Katie gives us our
We
account, her
have
account.
Amazon Prime.
No, but I don't know why she gets it free. I don't know. Whatever. I want to watch it. I'll do it while I fold laundry.
Perfect.
Pretend
That
like
works
I'm at the movies.
swimmingly for me.
Yeah, I know, because I'm getting two things done at once: a movie you don't want to see, and I'm folding laundry.
Checking my boxes.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
One thing you don't like is when I check my boxes. So Easter happened after the last episode, and I try to kill two birds with one stone and get the kids gifts, but also things that they need.
Yes.
You apparently take big issue with that.
I don't take big issue. I just feel like, you know, you get necessity gifts and not like fun stuff.
Continue.
And I'm okay with it, like whatever. But like somebody made this point, like just because like one kid needs new shoes, not all of them need new shoes. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like Leo's outgrowing his shoes, so we buy him shoes, and the other kids just gotta understand, well, sorry, this is just what it is.
Right.
But like you use Easter as an opportunity to buy everybody shoes, which is very nice, and they all enjoyed them.
Yeah.
But I just feel like shoes are a necessity.
They are.
Until Dom's older and realizes like it's more of a
It is. And I think it's fair to say that we buy more shoes for our kids than most people. Like we overextend on shoes. Like I'm a little retired half sneakerhead of now living vicariously through them. So I try to get them more shoes more often than they actually require them, right?
Yes. And then I try and get them something fun too.
Well, yes. Hold on before you go into that.
Okay.
That plus, so like Leo needed them. They're like, well, Leo needs one. We can get him some cool ones. Dom wants these, and Viv also wanted new shoes for dance.
You need them for dance.
So that was more of a
necessity.
Want than a need, right?
No, necessity, because she can't wear platform Converse shoes to dance in.
Okay, so it was a need. So we can get them for her and just give them to her on a random Tuesday night and say, here's your new dance shoes. Or we can be a little cheap and be like, Easter, here's your new dance shoes. They're cute.
I know.
And it checks off a gift. I don't think there's a lot wrong with that.
I mean, we're going to get hit on both ends here, but
Yeah.
Easter, from my perspective, is about like bubbles and chalk and paint and like activities and like shit you don't want, like slime and like all the fun stuff, like, you know, fun
Easter
things.
100% is not about slime.
No. I'm saying like the present, like, is usually like fun stuff for them.
Yeah.
Not so much like.
I get it, but
Not necessity things.
true. And I also feel like I have to play more of the necessity card because your mom usually, this time she did scale it back a little bit this year, which was nice. A little bit, not for most people, but she did scale it back. They only got a handful of toys and a handful of candy and a handful of clothes, which is still crazy to some degree. But like, I play more of the necessity card because she does the above and beyond stuff.
And I think that's where my problem is. Like, I could tell when they opened their presents, they couldn't wait to go to my mom's to open their presents there, which is really
But that's our reality. Like,
that's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard because I'm like competing with the actual Easter Bunny.
Right.
And actual Santa Claus.
Can we go back in on that? I did this last year, but I really would appreciate if we talked about the Easter Bunny again.
I'm pretty sure.
Who is the Easter Bunny? Is the Easter Bunny a man in a fluffy suit, or is the Easter Bunny a little rabbit that comes into your house? I'll pause while you discuss. Who do you think the Easter Bunny is? If Dean asks you tonight, who comes into the house? What do you say?
A bunny.
No one fucking knows. A bunny.
It's whatever your imagination thinks it
Okay,
is.
but why are we as parents put on the spot to have to make shit up? Why can't there be a rule book or like a general understanding of kind of like Santa, but better? I don't really like the de-standardization of Santa. We need to get more on the same page there too.
De-standardization.
We need to all federalize the Easter Bunny here as well and have, okay, the Easter Bunny is just a magical little animal who has no hit, just like an ant. An ant can carry 1,000,000 times its weight or 10 times its weight or whatever it is. Easter Bunny does the same shit. He brings her gifts and then he leaves.
So,
not some creepy guy in a costume.
So how would you like to relay this to our children? Like, just not celebrate it?
Not at all. I just want everyone to play by the same rules. So that when one of them eventually finds out that the Easter Bunny is fake, which unfortunately was not Dom this year.
You should not say that out loud.
You even tried to
like jinxing everything. That's
So-
like you're not going to get any Easter.
Wait, so Easter afternoon, it happened to be just you, me, and Dom, and you're like, so Dom, what do you think about the Easter Bunny? And he goes, well, what do you mean? Like, well, just you didn't want to like lead him in one direction or the other.
What are your
You're just like,
thoughts?
so what are your thoughts? And it's like, and he's like, well, if he's real or not? And you're like, yeah, sure. And he's like, well, yeah, I think he's real. And
like-
I just
And then he goes, well, like kind of like. I mean, I think he's like Santa's definitely real. He's like, they make movies about him. The Easter Bunny, kind of. They don't really make movies about him, so.
That was his whole logic behind it because of the quality and the amount of movies that were made about the character.
And because you can totally tell that the Easter Bunny is like a suit.
Exactly. So why are we fucking faking it?
I don't know.
Hard?
It's called okay, but honestly, Easter's not for us. It's not about that. It's about
it's about our boy
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's about our homeboy. So
yeah, fuck the Easter Bunny. It's
yeah,
about Jesus.
it's about So that's really what we should probably gear our here you get presents because
not about Reese's peanut butter.
Because society told us to buy you gifts.
It's all a conspiracy.
I don't know. I just feel like. I mean, I get what you're saying, and honestly, you're literally making me think about it. I have never thought about it this much ever since I was a little kid. Like, I was just like, yeah, of course he's real.
Again, I'm down with a Easter Bunny. Let's just pick one.
I gotta.
Go check a lasagna.
Let me, one. I just want to make sure we're not catching fire here. Oh no, we have time.
We're good.
It smells good.
Hurry back so we don't have to edit this part.
Yeah, you don't have to edit it out. It's fine. Lasagna. Lasagna.
We're having a good time.
I don't like lasagna, but I made it tonight. For an after show party.
Request.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, everybody does different things. Like some people do big elaborate baskets and things like that, but it's just another reason to buy your children gifts.
And for all of the people out there who just do a couple of things, invite me to your house.
Is somebody crying?
No.
Okay. I will say though, I'm looking at our notes because, video. We can't
remember it all.
Can't remember everything. Our daughter, Vivian, I'm so proud of her though because we had an incident with Vivian that we promised her we wouldn't publicly share with everybody.
We're honoring that. We're frustrated.
We'll just say there may have been some fraud in our home.
Someone may have spent a lot of money on a device or two, and we'll leave it at that.
And had a lot of, took a few days to realize that we figured it out and they didn't come forward. So she decided she wanted to call a family meeting, which we do once in a while, but Viv called it and she's like, I'd really like to address some things. I'm like, okay. So she sat us all down.
Which is very interesting considering she was she should have been the defendant in all of this. In reality, she was the plaintiff.
Yes, and she came up to me before the meeting. I was like, Mommy, can you please just not tell Dominic? Mm-hmm. I'm like, but baby, we promised we would not talk about the incident. Mm-hmm. Where you just robbed us blind, but we will not talk about that because that ship has sailed.
Dom's business.
It is forgiven. It is forgiven.
It is forgiven.
And we're moving forward. Mm-hmm. And you handled it wonderful.
I'm very happy with the resolution.
I was very calm at how proud, how calm you were.
It's very hard to talk in generalities about this without talking about it.
I know. Sorry. So we won't get into it because we promised her. But she called a family meeting and usually she uses an opportunity to tell Dominic how much he bothers her, but I use this as an opportunity to let them tell us and ask us anything that they want to ask us.
Yep. And she kind of complained about Dom and bugging her and being loud and backseat and not being very nice to her, but she also talked about yelling, and that was something that we kind of talked about previously. She
doesn't like when we yell at her.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard not to yell, I told her, but...
And we alluded to this, or started talking about this a little bit at the beginning of the episode, but I know I am, and I know you are, we're putting a very, concerted effort on not yelling, because we're big yellers.
Yeah.
Old yellers over here.
Because the last, we went to church, and the message really resonated with me. It resonated with us. We're looking at each other as parents because he was talking about parenting.
The whole thing was about parenting.
And he was saying you shouldn't yell, and I'm like, what? You shouldn't yell? What? You shouldn't match their anger. Yeah, he's not talking about Italian.
He's talking only the really white
Sicilians. You shouldn't match their energy. And I'm like, okay, these are all things that I know, but when you're in the moment, it's so hard. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize how often you really have to check yourself because it's so hard to just not freak out. For me, it is. And I mean, since Makin took our last therapy session to himself, because I was excited about that.
Yeah, that's true. You've said a few times we haven't been to therapy in a long time. It's also because the last one was just me, so you weren't on that one.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Scheduling mishaps didn't allow for the second to last one, and then she's like, okay, we'll just start coming on this one, which is next week.
And it's been a couple weeks or 3 weeks for me, and I'm like, I really just need someone to talk to. Yeah, I just need someone to talk to that's not going to get offended or angry or whatever. And, this whole thing with yelling came up, and I probably because I was modeled yelling, my whole family yelled, everybody yelled.
Right, and that's what they talk about.
Your house was probably quiet.
I not to praise them or to unpraise you, or that's not a thing, but I don't really recall ever being, I know I was never screamed at.
Oh.
Maybe voices, I'm sure voices were raised, and I don't know that I ever,
I don't know. Leo fucking screams all day long at everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's our fault.
He completely mimics our poor yells, and he will do it to Dean, he'll scream in his face.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's really sad.
But we're trying not to do that. Hopefully it keeps up. I'm feeling successful. Like I'm seeing it. I'm seeing little wins, at least for myself, like where I don't do it,
Yeah.
and I'll see it like improve the situation a little bit. Maybe I'm biased in that, but I'm gonna keep trying.
I mean,
Also because like I know when I'm yelling, my stress level, my anxiety, my fucking blood pressure keeps getting higher and higher and higher. So like
yeah.
I have to know that it's not going to make me feel any better to yell.
Yeah, no, but but it's also really hard to just. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like because we have so many kids, it's like we're really like just constantly checking ourselves. Like this has been work.
Oh yeah.
Like work because not that we yell all the time, but it's really hard to not react to
Quickly and briskly. And
yeah, like
to the level of what the incident was.
What was it today? Oh, Leo was throwing a fit because Dean had a black Lego that was flat and long and he wanted it. And like a fit. And I'm like, Leo, I'll help you find another one. No, I want that one. And screaming. And then he gets in and then he like grabs it out of Dean's hand and he's pushing Dean. And I'm like, Leo. And I'm trying to talk to him. And then I'm being calm. And he still will not. But what I've learned with Leo is he needs a hug. Leo just needs to be like,
Yep.
ooh, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, he's going to be a touch love language kid.
Yeah, we actually did that with our kids. I gave them the love languages test.
Did you give it to the little, twins? Or
Yeah,
just
but they just like, there's
Leo's love language right now is Legos and chocolate.
yeah, gifts. They both said, I mean, because I just did it because I did it with Dom and Viv.
Yeah.
But Dominic's is actually words of affirmation, and Vivian's is
Quality time.
quality time.
Yeah.
Or no.
Dom's was like 25, 20, 15, 15.
Yeah, it was a little all over the
spread
board.
up, yeah.
But the questions they asked too were a little, but it was good to know because like I know that he would prefer to go to the movies with his friends than just like go to dinner with just me.
Right.
Like those things mean more to him. Leo, all hugs. Vivian, it's like do something fun with me, play a game with me.
Yeah.
She doesn't really care. Like take me to a special restaurant. Like
Right.
that's what Viv's like.
There was no price tags involved with Viv, which was very surprising.
Yeah. What are you going to rank our children this week?
I'm going to rank our children's. Before I go into the rankings, I'm going to talk
Children's.
about the ratings. Spotify now allows you to rate our podcast.
Yes. This is very interesting.
You heard about this on all the podcasts you listen to.
Wait, so Spotify lets you rank it like 1 to 5? Like 1 to...
Is
it like Rotten Tomatoes?
No, it's just like Apple. It's like the stars. Like if you like it,
good.
5 stars. If you kind of like it, 4 stars.
Spotify didn't do that?
Spotify's never had that up until like a week or two ago. Maybe 3 or something like that. But yeah. So if you like us, give us some stars on Spotify.
Yeah, we should. Honestly, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. If you listen and you like us, like please rank us. Like Makin ranks our children every week.
It's a good segue.
It would be nice. It would be great.
Mm-hmm.
We would love it.
I don't know what it's going to do, but that's what they say you're supposed to do. So
yeah.
You check lasagna. Are we good?
I think we're good.
Okay.
It looks okay. I have the oven light on.
Let's keep on pumping then.
This is how, like, Aaron comes over with his camera and we pay him with meatballs and lasagna.
Yes.
And food.
Yes. Okay.
And shoes.
And shoes. Yeah, not real money. Just
and no, never.
kind of like gifts for the kids, like an Easter basket.
Yeah, like necessities. Mm-hmm. Like food
shoes,
water.
What was in the kids' baskets this year? Shoes, food.
Yeah, they did have actual food. Cereal.
Yeah.
Until Rick did that. Okay.
All right, so number 4, based on what we've said, she was riding high for a very long time. This is probably one of her lowest moments. I'm sure she'll be back. She's handled it well. I will say that, like, we had very specific rules for her punishment. Mm-hmm. She is taking them in stride. She's in the yard pumping weights. She's doing all the things that one should do to redeem themselves in their punishment.
Yeah. And she even has it like written down on a board in her room, like what her punishment is, what she needs to do. She's like way more responsible than I am.
I took a picture of it because I had to erase it all for this thing.
Yeah.
It's so cute. But other funny, bad / things that she did also while over the last couple of weeks is her birthday's coming up in September. So she wants to, we're not members of Lifetime. She wants to become members of Lifetime for the sheer fact so that she can rent out the entire location and pool for her birthday party.
Well,
So let's get on
Well,
that.
that's not going to happen. But she also literally this evening was like, Mommy, what holiday's coming up next? I'm like, 4th of July?
She goes, oh no, present holidays.
Yeah. Like, Viv, Easter just ended and you just spent
Last
$200
week.
on Roblox. So we're all.
No, don't say
Oops,
that.
I did it. Like,
Whoops, and
you're
lied
not-
about it.
You don't get any presents for a long time.
No. So yeah, once her punishment is up and her term is done, she wants to rent out the full lifetime to
Yeah,
throw a
well,
party
I'm right on top of that, Rose.
with 200 of her closest friends. She got one cute outfit she got for Easter, all white. You, me, Dom, and Viv went to sushi, which was beautiful because
No, we had a great
got
time.
to fucking leave Dean and Leo with your mom for
Yep,
2
it was
hours,
great.
or an hour, not even an hour. It was great until the end when she spilled soy sauce all over her new white outfit. White sweatshirt, white pants, white tank top, all completely
and she
obliterated
didn't-
with soy sauce.
To her defense, she was trying to clean up and
Yeah.
it flipped over. But I'm telling you, there was soy sauce on places inside her shoe, like on a whole white brand new outfit.
Yeah, brand new white shoes.
But that
on
was
the
an
lining
accident. You
of
can't be
the
mad at-
heel covered in soy sauce. I don't understand.
We're empty.
The other day, woke up in the middle of the night. I had a bad dream, but then she made it extra dramatic. Oh, now it's a stomach. Like, Viv, you're faking. Like, you don't have a
She
stomach.
literally was like, I can't. I just feel like I think that I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Yeah, and then you gave her the Danielle diagnosis. Is it upper or lower?
Yeah, she goes, it's at the top, and I'm like, okay. So first, I like kind of shoot her away because I'm like, Viv, just go listen to a story and you'll be fine. Go listen to one of your stories. She's like, no, it's like one of those things where I just don't feel like. And I'm like, okay, Daddy, go lay with Vivian, right?
So fake.
So she laid with him, and then I'm thinking, okay, she has stomach ache earlier today. This pukey thing is going around. Maybe she's serious. So and then I start feeling like a bitch. So I get her all set up with all the things in case she pukes.
Yeah.
So, and then she woke up the next morning like,
Oh no, I'm fine.
can I have some sausage?
Yeah. Can I have cereal before my sausage?
Can I have the sausage?
How about I just have a half a bowl of cereal and only one sausage?
Yeah. Like, she was totally fine.
Oh, Viv. You also took her clothes shopping, which wasn't as enjoyable as we all would have hoped.
So while I was doing this whole situation with taking her clothes shopping, I looked at my mother and I go, because my mom came with me, because shopping. She's like, oh yeah, I'll go.
Because shopping.
Yeah, because shopping. And I go, Mom, this is the hardest thing I've ever done because first of all, she doesn't like anything that I pick out for her. She grunts to try on things. And then we ended up with only 6 things. We spent probably 2 hours shopping. We ended up with 6 things that were, like, maybe 2 things were, like, approved. Like, I was like, that's great. We can wear this over,
Yeah.
And I looked at my mom and I was like, why? I'm like, she goes, this is exactly why I never let you come with me and you never got to choose your clothes.
I think there's a lot of validity in you picking your child's clothes. I get it. Let them be themselves. Let them be creative. Let them express themselves. But life's also a lot fucking easier in the short term when you just pick for them.
But also, let's just like do uniforms at every school so then I don't have to deal with the shit
Yeah.
every day.
Yep.
Let's just do uniforms.
That would solve some problems. Other problems that weren't solved is she wanted to know who invented the cold and who invented dinosaurs.
The cold, like Hachu,
The cold, Hachu.
who invented a cold?
Yeah.
And who invented dinosaurs?
Yes.
What did you say to her?
I had no idea to say it either.
I think she asked me that once and I said it's a virus.
Okay. But who?
They come from animals, plants,
Okay. Whatever.
E. coli.
Yeah. And then this is the one kind of good thing, like you kind of touched on it with the family meeting stuff. She was just trying to like express her concerns. It's like her safe place to talk about like where Dom pisses her off and she can actually be heard. So I appreciate that. Like she wants to rectify. She wants to have a good relationship with her brother and with us.
She wants to have open conversations. I love it.
All the power to that.
I love
shit.
it.
Yes.
While you're doing number 3, I'm going to go take that out there.
Okay. Number 3 is Leo. No surprises here, but while having the whole peeing incident at the movie theater, he also accidentally peed all over his favorite teddy bear. Big issue. Beyond just the peeing on the teddy bear in itself, We then had to clean it, and he was very upset by it, that he caused it. It was a whole issue. We talked about the Mario thing. But one thing in Mario that you didn't mention is, while I was not there, he complained after every preview.
Oh, that's right. After we sat down, he was like, "This is not the movie we came to see," and started screaming, "This is not Mario. Are we watching this movie? Is this no, Leo? We're here to see Mario, but there's like 30 minutes."
No, Leo, this is Avengers 17. It's coming out in 6 months.
Yes. No, but the thing about the bear is, he's like, "Can I still sleep with it?" And I'm like, "Buddy, you like pee the bed every single night." Like,
Yeah, he R. Kelly'd the bear, for sure.
Totally R. Kelly the bear.
Oh.
What else?
He also has had a little bit of a bedwetting regression, which is not necessarily a knock on him, which I guess that's what all this is, but more on like the actual effort that goes into changing the beds, changing Leo in the middle of the night. You take the bed, I take Leo. It's a whole ordeal.
I don't think I could change a bed quicker than I have now, because I have like 3 weeks experience, at least 5 days a week.
Get you a housekeeping job. We're in the right city.
Nope, I won't. Nope, I can't even keep this house.
He was also, like you said, he was throwing a fit on the way to skating practice. Then it didn't even happen. And then the one skating practice that I took him to, so this is word for word quote. So he's in the middle of screaming, crying because he doesn't want to go to skating practice. We're pulling into City National, and he looks up. He goes, "Oh, that's a mountain. Mountains are my favorite."
Yeah. Oh, that's a mountain.
Mountains are my favorite.
Mountains are my favorite.
Completely broke his tantrum out of nowhere. I didn't do anything to break it. You didn't do anything. He just saw a mountain, and mountains
he
are
was
his
like,
favorite.
"Oh, it's my favorite." I think he's a little bipolar.
If I had to bet money,
no, he's a toddler.
I know nothing about anything.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a mountain. Mountain's my favorite.
Number two is Dean. The good thing, I'll start with the good here. He completed the cycle we hit for the quadfecta of having all of our children as leader of the month in school.
Oh, he is.
Dean was the final leader of the month, which
all 4 of our kids.
Little surprise. He probably should have been the first, because while he might not always be optimal at home, he's amazing at school.
So good. His teacher is like, "Danielle, they're so good. They help." I'm like, "You're lying."
I think she's lying.
No,
there's no way.
She wouldn't lie to me. She would tell me the truth.
Yeah,
I think she's just
teacher sugarcoat. I feel like she's really sugarcoating Dean.
No, she wouldn't. Not to me. She would be honest with me.
Maybe.
I'm like, "Just tell me how it is."
So that was good, but other things, apparently, and I don't know if this is true or not. It was like a couple days after the parent incident. He said he stole stuff from a store, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I stole from there. I was just being sneaky."
No. Yes, that happened.
Not the water bottle.
No. We went to, this was at Presley's birthday party.
Okay.
Dominic's little friend. He looked at me and he goes, "I'm going to steal these dice." And I go, "Buddy, Dean, that goes to a game. Put it away."
First of all, Dean, these are die, not dice. Plural.
It was one.
Yeah. Oh, it was one. You said these. Correcting your grammar here.
Whatever makes me sound correct. It was one
Elizabeth Southern will correct your grammar and mine.
It was one dice. And we get home, and I look on the floor, and there it is, sitting on the floor. He fucking stole it.
What if we got to bring him back to her?
I know. We got to scare the shit out of him. Let's lock him up.
And then so he admitted to that, but he did. I don't know how that came up, but when the initial sort of conversation about it was, I was sneaking. I'm not going to tell you what I stole. I'm like, what the hell? Like, what? This is how.
So you still don't even know?
I didn't know until you just said that.
Is that what he was talking about?
I hope so. Unless there's another.
I think he thinks it's funny to be naughty. Like,
he was laughing the whole time.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God, what are you gonna do with it?
This is a big one. Well, I'll do the small one, then you can end with the big one. He broke the baby gate on accident, and then it fell on him. And
Yes.
But the bad part is I asked him not to climb over it, and then he did anyways, and it fell and it broke, and he got hurt, so that was the whole thing. But the big thing is we went to Container Park a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I forgot to bring this up on the last time, but we were leaving, and there was a cotton candy stand. And we had just eaten dinner, they had just had our lunch, they just had lollipops, and they also wanted cotton candy. And we're like, okay, if you eat all your lunch and you're good, you can have cotton candy. Which
is
not
totally
good.
not what we should do, but go ahead.
But they weren't even good. we still ended up getting it for them. And I feel like it was God slapping our hands as to we should not have bought that cotton candy.
Yeah.
Because what did he do after you bought the cotton candy?
He slapped it out of my hand, didn't he?
You came back.
I don't really remember.
I was standing with the boys. You went to go purchase the cotton candy. You come back with one giant cotton candy. And he goes, oh, no. I want my own.
Screaming.
They each wanted their own. Screaming.
And so I broke off a piece.
Yeah.
And I handed it to him, and he goes, no.
Slapped your hand.
Yeah, no.
That was probably the lowest moment I've seen ever with Dean.
Yeah, so I'm surprised he's number 2.
Yeah, it should have been like way beyond that.
Yeah.
But that was the bottom of the list because he was relatively good.
But they didn't get their cotton candy. And you know what we should have done? We should have just ate it in front of them.
I told you. No, what I said as we were
Throw it in the trash.
I was like, throw it in that fucking garbage.
I know,
right
I felt
now.
bad. I know.
You should have.
No, I felt bad for him because he was so upset.
You felt bad for him.
Well, yeah, you know, they have big feelings in their little.
Oh, big feelings. I need smaller cotton candy. And number 1,
Okay.
Dom's had a rough patch lately, but lately he was good. I know we were complaining a lot about the hockey thing. I think we can chalk that up to being a lot more anxiety ridden.
Yes,
and
definitely.
my fault. I think if I would have prepared more, you would have been 7 minutes earlier. I would have told you about the.
I couldn't be 7 minutes
roster. No, I mean you wouldn't have to go home and go back.
Oh, yeah.
I could have told you about the hockey thing. He would have.
You know that it takes 7 minutes to get from our house to our.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Depending on the lights.
I'm like, oh, it's like 3 minutes. We're 3 minutes down the road.
Yeah, again, just like you, everything takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, 2 seconds.
I feel like that was more of our fault. Doesn't mean he should have treated you that way by any means. I'm not justifying that. But other things that he's been really good with, we've been complaining a lot about lately about him giving Viv issues. He's really started to peel back on that. A lot of shit talking to his friends on the phone. That has not happened at all in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shit talking with his cousin Frankie. Everything's been pretty good lately.
Yeah, he's been really helpful too.
Which is kind of a generalized statement, but that's like the bulk of his issues, and he's really fixed a lot of them.
Yeah.
Other funny things is, that's Dean. We took him to sushi. He was like all about trying like real sushi and not just California rolls.
Yeah.
So he had like a bunch of nigiri and shit with me. It was great. Liked yellowtail, halibut, and tuna. Did not like the salmon. Totally
I don't
fine.
like the salmon either.
Yep, I like it.
Okay, moving along.
But also like he was just really. We got into a big fight at one point, and he was like really involved in it. Was trying to like talk us off the edge, and I felt bad for him because he had to be like the big brother, and it was.
He was taking care of the kids while we were just like arguing and.
Yeah, we don't need to get into like the whole details of the fight.
No.
It wasn't a big deal. It shouldn't have been a big deal at all.
But it was, but he stepped up and he like cleaned up the house and then he made sure the boys got dressed and it was amazing. I agree. Okay, I agree with that.
Bigger life things tend to sort of
outweigh.
Yeah, at least in
the anxiety.
He had a play date. He was really accommodating to his boy Chuddy when he came over. Oh, hey, you want to go play this? Let's go play that. Yeah, whatever you want to do.
I was so
great host.
He's just I got to witness him being a good friend, so that was nice.
Mm-hmm. So, Dom, you had a rough patch. You are now number 1 child of the week.
Yeah, 100.
100.
You fly high.
And you're my number 1 wife of the week.
And you're my number 1 husband.
Doesn't feel like it.
No, stop.
It's okay. I love you anyways.
Stop. You know I love you.
Of course I know you love me.
I even told you when you got home from your trip, like, I'm so happy I woke up next to you because...
I snuggled you. I said, I love being gone. I loved, like, my trip, but I also love, like, being home.
Yes.
As hard as it is.
And I said, I love... I woke up and...
You felt a human next to you?
Yes.
You put a boob on me? That was nice.
I did. I took one boob on, put it on your back.
I'll take that one boob any day.
Yep. So, anyways... Thank you all for watching, bearing with us, being part of this with us. And if you haven't just subscribed to our podcast, subscribe. And also subscribe to our Relate and Relatable because it's worth the money, I promise.
Turn those notifications on. Hit us with 5 stars.
Give us a like. That like button. Smash that like button.
Yes. Don't do any of that. I hate saying that.
No, do all that stuff. It's fine.
Thank you for listening.